Hello and welcome to my interpretation of hemostasis, where I, Seth Fernandez, will be explaining to you what exactly hemostasis is. So, what exactly is hemostasis? What hemostasis is essentially your body clogging a rupture either in your artery or your vein to prevent more blood loss. So you know how when you cut your finger, it bleeds for a little bit, but after a while, it starts to get like a little crusty or sticky, and the blood stops coming out. That is caused by hemostasis. So hemostasis is actually split into three parts: the vascular spasm, the platelet plug formation, which is like kind of setting up the blockage for the actual coagulation or the clotting itself, and then the final step, which is coagulation. So, how does blood clotting occur? As I mentioned before, it is caused by a rupture or a cut in your skin. There are different forms. There is internal and external. External being a cut on your actual body, but internal is something dealing more with inside your body, since it's internal or intrinsic, is what it's also called. So with these phases, hemostasis does occur. So a vascular spasm, what happens is it's the initial start. It is the first part of hemostasis. So in this part, what happens is the blood vessel, it contracts and kind of thins itself out to prevent more blood from coming out. So what happens is you get the cut and it just kind of spreads apart, contracts to prevent the blood from coming out, right? So this is the first step. Um, with this step, it also allows for the platelet plugs to come in, which leads into our second part. So temporary platelet plug formation. So what happens is these platelets, right, which your body creates, are meant to prevent more blood from coming out. Everything revolves around preventing blood from coming out. So what this does is this actually goes in and kind of like sticks itself to the block, kind of forms a block. So like imagine this is like the cut, and the blood's coming out. This goes in to prevent blood coming out. Some blood will still come out because it's not as strong as the actual coagulation itself, but it's the beginning part of the true coagulation, which occurs in the final step of hemostasis. So it actually goes in there, blocks it off to allow for coagulation to fully occur. All right. Coagulation, also called clotting, is the final step in hemostasis, and it is also caused. It pretty much it uses fibrin, which comes from the protein fibrinogen. So what fibrin is, sorry, is like a sort of sticky substance that allows itself to stick to the walls and the arteries, the veins and whatnot. And what this does is the platelets are holding it back, right? They're holding the blood back. Then the fibrinogen comes in. The fibrinogen latches onto the platelet plugs and the blood cells and forms like a true barrier that will actually completely stop the blood flow. So when that happens, that's the final step in hemostasis, and that is what actually ends it all. So when the fibrinogen comes in, it collects with the platelet plugs and the blood clots. It gets all together and mixes it together like a spider web, and then it completely blocks the leakage of blood, thus completing the hemostasis thing. So it's very brief, but that is my take on hemostasis. That's what I'm able to give to you. Um, have a safe and blessed day, and take care. Peace.